Oh, no. It's live.
OMG.
It says live.
This was not easy. So, hi guys. Welcome to Awaken God's Child YouTube channel. I'm here with my half of my brain, and thank God Candy has the rest of the brain for both of us because we apparently went live on Facebook for quite a while. Who knows what all we did on there, or I did on there, apparently, going in and out, trying to figure this out. But guess what?
Yeah.
We're live. We're live now. We're live
Yeah, I
on
just got
both
the
Facebook
yeah, I
and
just got the
YouTube.
YouTube thing too.
I'm telling you, it has been that was a challenge. But see what happens when you get out of practice. That's me. So again, I'm gonna say, been working pretty much every single day straight for the last 3 weeks. And tomorrow will be 4 weeks with no let up. So my apologies. My poor beautiful friend here has had her fair share of some fun times as well. So I'm gonna say this again. I know I asked it earlier, but nobody got to hear it. How are you doing tonight, Candy?
Okay, doing okay. Still got my
You're like,
little
just shut up.
issues going on here.
So you look great. I'm gonna say this again because you do. Your skin looks beautiful, and you just went through. Guys, this woman went through the hurricane. We already know she can get through anything. This is a no-brainer. I mean, we're talking about Candy Nelson here. But I would just like to know, Candy, what would you like to say to everyone out there as far as like, do you think there's any geoengineering going on in our weather at all? I mean, is that a possibility or is it just pretty normal that these things happen? I'm just curious. I want to just clarify this real quick because my family's watching, maybe. So,
Well, absolutely. And the main thing about it is I think it plays more into trying to feed off of people's fears. So when they create these storms and these natural disasters and catastrophes, everybody like gets so fearful and they start freaking out. And it's like, oh, I got to get out of here. I got to pack my stuff and, I don't know what I'm going to do.
good
What am I
reason.
going to
We looked at
do?
North Carolina. So,
What if
but
I come
I,
back
I
and
think,
my
I
house is
think though,
floating?
you and I know that this girl has no fear. Candy has no fear. I'm just going to say that right now.
I do. I
Whenever
do. I
I
just
see my
find
beautiful friend that might have to, like, pick up some pieces, I don't like that. So that was my main reason. But the whole reason I shared this is for the wisdom of those of you that don't believe in weather manipulation, which has been going on for years. And this is an educational learning lesson, I guess, for some, Candy, because like they don't believe in chemtrails. They don't believe in geoengineered weather. They don't believe in anything. We're suffering. We've been sick, but this world doesn't believe. So I took the moment to definitely put out there, like, you guys pay attention. We're not going to die from these storms. I mean, we're not. We're survivors, but they need to pay attention because there's some manipulation going on, and it's been going on since Kennedy was in office, right?
yeah. Well, and I told you about my one Facebook friend. He's a naturalist. He's uh, has his own kayaking business, and he's into learning about the wildlife and the plants and things like that. And it was like he just realized like about the weather manipulation just like within the last week or two, and he posted stuff out on
Mind
Facebook.
blowing.
Oh my God, he got so attacked by all of his friends, and I was like, no, there's patents on that, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know, posting links trying to show support for him. I'm like, and next thing you know, it's kind of funny because he messaged me. He's like, okay, I've got this health problem. Do you have any suggestions? I was like, yeah, dude, I got
Because he
plenty.
knows who to go to. That's right. He knew. He knew you would know. So,
Yeah.
and I guess I just want to clarify that first and foremost. First of all, our Lord did not instill any of us with the spirit of fear. We especially do not have that in us. But just in case it was taken wrong by anyone else out there, and I know, I mean, I have family members that get afraid very, very quickly and easily. I want to remind you that, Stacy, I love you. The Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear. we are capable no matter what. We're survivors, and we got the big guy upstairs always looking after us. But these are things that we've been trying to tell the world forever. We're sick. Hello. Some of us are really sick, actually. The whole world is. They just don't realize it. But this is a point that we've been trying to get across for a very, very long time. And it's nothing to fear because we got Jesus Christ. So, but I don't like to
And,
see my friends suffer, Candy. So I apologize if that ever
no,
frightened you.
but
Because I just
again,
I want to scoop you up and hold you, and I don't want you to ever suffer. So
but
that came out of
again,
a beautiful place, I promise.
the fear will consume you. It will make you physically sicker. It will make you mentally unstable. It does so much damage. And I was like,
I
no,
just
I'm
know
not
my
going
Lord said,
anywhere.
I did not give you a spirit of fear.
I'm
So
not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. Whatever happens, you know what?
I've been
I'll deal with
through
it when the time comes.
couple of hurricanes too. I get it, totally get it. But either way, you're my beautiful friend, and so I was very, very wanted to scoop you up and just I just don't want to see anyone have to go through that. I never trust me. This is a woman that she's not gonna get hurt because she's a girl that she's 186 pounds chasing a doctor down, telling him how it's gonna be. So that never once crossed my mind. But I will say, we were given the signs to look for. We were told what to look for, and we should be aware. And we should not ever have to retaliate about that. That is something that's very important to be aware of. So I'm not going to back down from that part. I will always protect my friends. I'll always be there. Never would I want to instill fear. Um, but then again, I was always told you better fear the Lord. In a sense, because he gave us these signs, but not be fearful of that kind of stuff. In other words, like, again, Candy's a soldier. There's nothing going to shake her or waver her. And by the way, guys, if you need any kind of help with figuring out how to treat yourselves with any type of natural healing, that's your girl right there. So she has figured things out on her own from having to go through some fearful things. But I mean, there's so many of us out there that have gone through the fearful things. But the whole point of this is to reiterate there is no spirit of fear. We don't got that because we have too much to look forward to. What's here is nothing we can't handle. We've been handling it forever and a day, and that's obvious. So I guess I just want to say right here in front of you, though, Candy Nelson is a professional handler. So I just know that.
Well, very
I
humble. I
never
don't know
worried
that.
about is she gonna make it out? I never worried about that. I just worried about I don't want her to have to rake her yard or pick up pieces. That was where my concern was. Never was fear, but I love all of you too, though, who maybe didn't understand where that came from, or maybe don't understand when I say things and I post things. I mean it, by gosh, I mean it with all my heart. It is meant to shake you and wake you. 100%. 100% wake your soul up. You can't slumber much longer. But I want to reiterate, the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear. We are 100% capable. We got so much to look forward to, and the devil lost anyway, long, 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 long time ago. So, yeah, kind
Well,
of that. But
I'll tell you something else too. When I was fearful of these weather catastrophes, these manipulated weather catastrophes, it's like afterwards I'd ride around the neighborhood. I just see webbing all over. Everything was
everything,
completely
yeah.
saturated. Well, I rode around this time after all the weather passed. Didn't see nothing. I mean, I'm sure there was some, but
I mean,
I'm just saying,
we're
it
survivors
wasn't
of Hurricane Harvey over here, so
right.
not our
It
first
wasn't,
rodeo either.
but what I'm saying is in the past, there
The
was
webbing, yeah.
it would stream from like light pole to light pole all over the farms. It was just completely saturated. There
Yep.
was nothing like that. It was nothing like that this time. And I'm like, wow, okay. So,
Well, that's kind of what I was saying too. And Harvey, Harvey was about the time I got sick, helping clean up from that hurricane. Got my hands down and dirty, so to speak, helping people clean out all the the toxins basically that were in their homes. And I will remember and never forget forever that webbing you speak of. But at the time, I didn't understand what it was at all. And I look back and I remember it. But that black, I mean, they call it black mold or whatever. That black mold, I'm sorry, that's demonic. And that, between that and that, and I don't know, digging artifacts at the river after Harvey, that stuff's real. Like, that's stirring up evil. That's always, it's a sentient being. It's something that's always been here. Let's put it like that. I don't really know how to explain it, but I can just tell you that the stuff, black goo, is real. And it's not even about, like, we're sick for a reason. Chemtrails, contrails, con artist trails, whatever you want to call them, they evaporate. If it's contrail, that stands for condensation, right? And they're not evaporating anymore, folks. Just look up. They stay there forever. And by the way, we don't even make jet engines anymore on the modern day aircraft that even emit those. I mean, it's got to be some freaking high altitude flying and some super cold weather collusion between hot and cold going on to even have that happen. And that's just 1 + 1 = 2. It's not even rocket science. But at the end of the day, I am not going to lie. I utilized that to wake up the world. I watched the weather radar forever and a day, and not just with what happened, Florida or North Carolina for that matter. Ever since Harvey, when I got sick, I have been watching that weather like a hawk on crack. I'm just saying, okay? But at the end of the day, though, we have to still have a light heart, be able to laugh, understand what the times we're living in. But definitely would never want to create fear in people, because I don't have that kind of heart. I have the heart of compassion and concern, which is the only reason I would call and check on my friend. And so don't punish me for being loving. That's not cool. But on top of that, though, my bad too for not even thinking what you might be feeling. I've just been through so many tornadoes, hurricanes, and storms that I don't have any fear about them. I just wanted to scoop you up and save you. That's all.
I know.
It's as simple as that.
I know. And one of my friends posted a picture today, right, of a trail. It was like going like this, and then it went whoop, just like that. It was like, and
they're not even normal, right?
She said, "How does a plane do that?" I was like,
They
dang
don't.
those flying cows leaving them air biscuits in the sky.
And I need to overlay the chat. My bad. And that's the thing. People should be asking themselves when they're looking up. Okay, say you don't believe in chemical trailing, and you just believe in the condensation trail that's not evaporating, and that's perfectly obvious in your face stuff. And it is definitely like that. A freaking first grader could figure that out. But just say that you don't believe that. What about the tic-tac-toe 3 in a row stuff going on? What about these perfect right angles? What about all of these, on one day? Like, and for instance, I posted this week on Facebook just to show people, like, okay, so one day I look up and it's just everywhere. And you always know when they're getting ready to spray. It's just an obvious, like, you just know. It'll be clear, perfectly clear skies. And then the next day, you'll start seeing this kind of haziness come in. And then the very next day, you're going to start seeing all of the air traffic everywhere. So, and what my question was to everyone on social media, you're just telling me that it's okay, you're going to see the contrails on Monday. But on Tuesday, the planes just stop flying completely because there's no trails in the sky on Tuesday. The temperature is the same, remains the same. The altitude, the high weather altitude, and it's all the same. Nothing's changed, but the planes just said, you know what, Tuesday, we're going to take a break. Delta, American Airlines, hey, Alaskan, Frontier, Spirit, we don't feel like flying today. What do you guys say? You want to take a day off? Yeah, sure, let's go. I mean, come on. It's not rocket science. And I've been trying to tell my family this forever. And I know I have some family members, like my daughter, Shania, 100% knows. She's a wise little girl. My youngest daughter, Shyla, I think she knows. She won't tell me. I have a brother-in-law, Scott, you know what I'm talking about. I know he knows. He's wise. You can. It's funny how you can just pick out the people that you know are mentally and spiritually awakened because they think outside of the boundaries that's been made for us to stay within. So, but people are breaking free and loose every day, and I'm noticing that more people are starting to comment and pay attention on those posts. And I don't know if you have, Candy, noticed that as well, but people I think are starting to see there's something going on that's not right. I mean, COVID should have told them that, but I mean, it actually goes further back. Kennedy should have told them that for that matter, but Lyndon B. Johnson said it best. He who controls the weather controls the world. But everyone forgot about that one though, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yep,
but you know what? I have a video that I did from years ago, right? When I was living in my fear state. I went to go check the mail. And I was like, okay, don't look up. Just don't look up. Just go check the mail. Don't look up. So I get all the way to the mailbox. I get my mail. I'm coming back. I'm trying to convince myself, don't look up. I looked up.
Look up, right?
Where I'm not lying. I got the video of it to prove it. I look up. There's like completely division line. Half the sky is completely sprayed and the other half is not.
Clear as
and
day.
You see these planes going in and out of the side that's sprayed, and I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. As far as the eye could see, half the sky was sprayed, the other half was not.
Like a smoke screen almost. Yeah. That happens actually a lot here, but how are people not seeing that? Did you ask yourself, like, how are they not seeing this? It's like they're just like, I gotta go to work. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like 8:00. I gotta get there. Gotta go. Oh, I'm out of gas. Gotta go. And that's why, because we're kept so busy. Gotta be here, gotta be there, gotta pick the kids up. That's why.
So hard because I didn't want to see it. I was like, okay, don't look up, don't look up, don't look up.
Oh, you saw. I mean, I'm just saying how others, like, you're trying to make yourself not look up, but others are just like, I'm just not looking up. I'm late for a date. I'm late for a very important day. Like, but yeah, I totally remember trying to don't look up because it's gonna hit me in the eye on top of that. But I mean, I just remember thinking, if I don't see it, it's not real, because this was in the very beginning, right? I'm like, this is not happening. This is not happening. And like, everyone's like, oh, it's crazy. You will question your sanity for like just a short few seconds, but when it's obvious and you can take video and pictures, like you said, honey, and then when you start deep diving in, like Candy and I both have said, the information's there. There's U.S. patents. There's Cherokee patents. There's just patents for panda bears and everything. The point is, this has been going on forever and a day. Every bit of the information is out there for the taking. Just so we got a whole bunch of lazy asses living in this world this day. And I didn't say A as this. I said AZZ. So censorship is real, folks. But to keep it on a lighter, simple note, we're going to park that bus there. It is late. But I would like to also have Candy tell you about a couple of the things that she's experienced with going through these things that we have. I think they're pretty flippin' funny, and keeping in mind that she's like a whole 80 pounds soaking wet, but she is dynamite. She's dynamite. And I want to say hi again to Hottie, because I finally figured out how to overlay that chat. It's not overlaid though, or is it? No, it's not. It's not overlaid. Guess what? Overlaid now. Ta-ta. They changed this whole platform around, but hello, Hottie. Love ya.
Hi.
So, yeah, Candy, I mean, we need a funny note here. And I'm not going to lie, I'm surviving off of 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep last night, 4 hours of sleep last night, 2 hours, something like that. But I'm tired, delirious. But we got to do what we got to do. But I need to laugh. So this girl's got funnies.
You pick your pleasure. Pick your pleasure. Which one you want to hear about?
I still love the one about you chasing the doctor down, but the one you just told me tonight took the cake. No, not gonna lie. So,
all right. So, years ago, I applied for my disability. So, of course, I got denied a couple of times. Waited 3 years. Finally, got an appointment for a hearing before the judge. So I get in there. Waited 3 years for this. I walk into the judge's chamber, not the chambers, the courtroom. So he's sitting there and he asked the investigator, if he had found anything that that would, nullify my case. He says, no. So the judge asked me, he's like, well, I just want to ask you a question. He said, why are you not taking prednisone? And I said, well, you ever seen the movie The Exorcist? I said, you seen Linda Blair? I was like, me on prednisone? Put
You're
her
welcome.
to shame. And he said, you're approved. I'm retroactivating you for 3 years. Slam the
All I
gavel
can
down.
say is you can imagine what was going through his head.
So I walked out. My husband's waiting outside. He's like, well, that was quick. I said, yeah, kind of pissed me off, Wait 3 damn years for him to ask me one question. I'm in there less than 5 minutes and I got approved and got all
Yeah,
my
you
vaccines.
basically scared the crap out of him. You said exorcist, like you want. That's why he's picturing that. I think that's pretty funny though, because again, I'm going to say this, and those of you that have been following this channel know that Candy's the girl that can wake them and them at the same time. She's shake and bake. That's her Candy right there.
I
So
was so angry though.
she's like, she gets it done. It's
I
hilarious.
waited 3 years to get 5 minutes of your time. Really? Are you kidding me? I was so mad.
Why won't you take prednisone? Do you want to see my head twist around right now and smack you 3 times in the back of yours? Come on now.
I might have even been a little more detailed, with that green stuff spewing out and all. I don't know what else was.
I know that's what was going through his head was that. He was thinking the whole thing. He's like, okay, you were dismissed. I don't want to see this right now. Plus, he probably believed her too on that part. I mean, because he should have, because she wasn't lying.
I do remember saying too that I hid in the closet because I was afraid I was going to hurt my kids. So
what? He said that?
No, I think I said that.
Oh, okay.
I was like, there was times I went and I hunkered down in the closet and just sat there and cried because I was afraid I was going to hurt my kids. That stuff was awful.
You know what we go through, though? Think about it. We have been, and I say we, and I can't even, there's no comparison. Candy has 30 years now, because I've known you probably 10 by now. 30 years or longer. Candy has gone through this, and she's championed through it. Die hard. She's ride or die,
I know it's been.
That's why we get along so well, I think.
Well, I know it's been at least 25. With.
I was thinking that too, but when I first met you, because we were kind of going back and counting, we both were saying it was probably before we were aware, right? So that's why I'm thinking 30, because there were signs that you realized that you might have had, but you just didn't realize. With me as well. So, but you there's just a handful of you out there thus far that actually, has spoken out about it. And if it wasn't for you guys, just think how many others would never speak out about it. I was just speaking about it because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know. But I'd like to tell you all on Facebook right now tonight and YouTube. You all have Facebook platforms. I know you do. Just do me a favor and go to your little Meta is what it's called now. Meta idiot was his name, but type in that search engine. Just put the simple word Morgellons, Morgellons. Just put that in your search engine, keeping in mind that 8, 9, 10 years ago, when I put that in my search engine, there were 3 things that came up for that word. Just 3 platforms. Candy Nelson's was one of them. And the one that I will never forget, we became very fast friends on that. I didn't even know her at the time. And then she watched one of my YouTube videos, a stupid Morgie video. And we were hard and fast since then. But what I want to say with that is there were 3. And that was just 10 years ago, or less. But I mean, it was a while back. But go ahead and do that now. Put it into your Meta search engine, right there on Facebookie, and tell me how many come up. You guys, you're going to be scrolling for miles. And you're scrolling for miles because this means since then, this is how many more people, not just from there, than daily are coming down with these symptoms. I'm not saying Morgellons is actually a thing, but that was the name it was given by a mother of a beautiful child that first found these fibers in his mouth. And she started researching ancient books, not ancient books, but archived information. I think, what was it, Candy? That book was probably written in like the 1800s, right? And they called it Horsehairs.
Brown, Thomas Brown or something.
Yes,
I
yeah,
want to
that's
say
that.
this. I want to say this too. When you do that search in Facebook, just know and understand about half of those groups are disinformation agents. Plants.
Yeah.
They're plants.
Maybe
Be
suffering,
careful.
but very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah. Be
So
careful.
yeah, be
which
careful if
groups
you are
fall
suffering
prey
from
to.
this, what you join.
Yeah, because you can fall prey to horrible, horrible, horrible people in those groups.
100%, yes. Yeah, and I guess the main reason I was pointing it out is to people like our family or my families and most others. Luckily, your family's on board now, and that's because Candy can get it done. Let me tell you. But people, your friends, your family, if you're suffering from this, you can't put a word like that in there. Nobody doing a thing. And I came up with 3 back in the day. I didn't know what was going on with me. I just knew there were some very bizarre symptoms, things going on. I just knew I wasn't crazy. And you don't just wake up one day, taxpaying citizen, loving mother, going through the motions. Yeah, I might have made a few mistakes, but it doesn't make you any different from anyone. You're a sinner, but you're still a lover and a fighter. And all of a sudden you just wake up that crap crazy. It just simply doesn't happen. But for some reason, our families just believe, like, ta-da, the news said it could. The media, all the conditioning, all of the infrastructure of what's been set in place said they're crazy. And you don't just disown your loved ones ever. But the thing is, you could just put that in the search engine and then answer my question, why are you seeing so many platforms these days? That's because people are coming down with this every day. They're seeing the symptoms. They're searching for answers. And then they form a group because they need support, because nobody else in the world will support them or love them or believe them. And you can believe it, baby, because it's true. It's true. People don't go form a group with that name because of, oh, Lord, give me some negative attention, please. I just so love me some negative attention. Nobody does that. Use the damn heads God gave you, because he did give them to you, and pull your heads out of the lies that you've been taught in school, because they are. And I'm sorry, but just because you memorized a book and you raised your hand, you didn't speak unless spoken to, does not make you smart. It makes you really good at memorizing. What makes you smart is looking into documentation. Oh, U.S. patents. There's one for what we're going through. So all I'm saying is, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. It's time. It's time. Wake from your slumber. Wake up before Candy comes over there and gives you a what for with her whole 80 pounds chasing you down the hall like she did her doctor, and then you'll believe it, baby, after that. I'm just saying. So, but yeah, it is true story. Actually, I think you should probably end it on that note, Candy, because she's the one and only that I know of that made the doctors listen, and it ain't gonna come from Charles E. Holman. Rest in peace. Nothing against him, but these other people that got involved later, y'all be dumb. You're welcome. My name's Lisa. Be here all night. Come see me. Just come see me. You're welcome. But yeah, Candy, tell him. You just tell him, girl.
So the chasing down the doctor situation. So Lisa had some business cards made with mine and her picture on it, and advertising the podcast. So I go to the doctor one day, and I give him one of the business cards. I was like, okay, we do this podcast. I said, on my Facebook, it's open to the public. I log in as Candy Nelson. You can go there anytime, So anyway, so he takes the card, and then we get done. We go to checkout. We go to the front desk. He sets the folder down. He gives the girl that was checking me out, gives her the business card and says, put that in her file. And he walks away. And I was like, oh, no. I took it out of her hand and I chased him down the hallway. I'm like, excuse me, this was not for my file. This was for your pocket. Put it in your pocket.
Love it. I'm talking bold and fierce. This girl, she's
Mm.
like, get get that out right now.
And
I mean, that's
then
right.
then about 6 months or so ago, I go to the doctor, right? That was a few years back. I mean, I think I've been seeing him for 7 years now. And so 6 months or so ago, I go into the doctor and I'm in the room and there was some stuff that he had printed. He stuck on the wall. He does that all the time, trying to get people to pay attention. And so he goes back out to the lobby and there's a pharmaceutical rep out there and a couple of patients. And he's sitting there telling them about the cows that are in these uh, stalls and they're standing in their own poop all day and getting fed corn and not being able to get out and graze or anything. And he's like, they're standing in their poop all day and they're
We eat a
sending
steak.
getting fat. He's like, and then they send it to the butcher, and that's the steak that you wind up eating on your dinner plate. He's like,
$5.99. That's right.
he's going off, about the cows standing in the poop. And I was like, I'm in the room and I'm like stuck my head out the door. I walk up behind him and he is just blasting that concept. He was just so angry.
It's
And I was like,
true.
yeah, that's it. And that corn that they're feeding them, I was like, it's genetically modified. And he turned around and he's like, and this girl, she knows some stuff. Y'all need to talk to her.
And this is the true story. She educated the doctors, bud. I mean, and that's what it takes, you guys, because you can go to the social conditioning system. You can be brought up from, kindergarten when you should still be with your mama all the way through 12th grade. You can memorize all those books. You can. You probably do a dang good job because my mama was real book smart. Can't say she's real street smart, but I mean, book smart? What is that? What is that? And then trying to make every kid get the same grade for memorizing the same thing, which was written by one man on one side or several men on the elitist side. You guys never thought about that. Don't speak, put your hand up. Oh, go put your nose in the corner. You're talking. Candy said, I'm just talking and my hand isn't raised. You're going to be the one in the corner. So I guess that's what I am encouraging out of all of you. It's time to ask questions. It's time to not sit down and don't speak unless spoken to. It's time to speak. It's time to ask questions. And I'm not saying be a smart aleck and be a pain in the butt, or smarty pants. It's not about that. It's about standing up for truth. It's about saying right from wrong. It's about doing right from wrong. It's about raising awareness. It's about educating people. There's so much archived information and documentation from years past and now that is most certainly censored. And censorship is real. You've got an elitist group. Satan is indeed the ruler and the leader and principalities of evil here on earth. That's not rocket science. And why in the heck would they want you to be knowledgeable about what's going on? You think they're on your side? I have this man that I take grocery shopping, and Candy, I was telling you, it's like, here I'm running off no sleep. I get no time for myself, but I'm going to do it for him. I don't know where I'm going to fit it in because I still don't have a car, but yeah, whole different ballgame. But long story short, I was trying to tell him about, geoengineering. The weather is real. And by the way, go ahead and just look up what was I just posted that on the dimming and watch it. There's 100% proof in your face if you guys don't believe me. But he was just like, no, that's not true. That's not happening because if that were really happening, then they would have watered all of our, farms and we wouldn't be having this drought. And I'm looking at him like, are you like five matches short of a fire? Like what's going on here? I guess what I'm getting at, kind sir, is that they were never out to water your farms or give you water and get you out of the drought. They've never been on your side. Where have you been sleeping and what's going on? And I look back and I look at my dad's the same way and I'm thinking, it's a generation. It's like one of the first generations, second or third maybe. But if you think about it, this is your indoctrinated generations. I can look at it like all down my family members with people in that age, except for I have a really cool 2 aunts that are smart and have always thought outside the box. But I can't say that the older ones that they might be married to, or one of them anyway, I wish they'd wake up because I love them to death. But my aunts are my world, and they need to just pay attention. That's all I'm saying. All of you do. It's your kids' lives, it's your lives. And our world matters, and you matter. And Candy, you matter so much that's why I called, because you matter that much. Not instilling fear, contrary to what it may feel like, but out of literally my own heart. I feel so sad that it was taken that way, but otherwise I wouldn't have even called. Like, I love you that much. She's a warrior. I want to scoop her up and hold her close and name her George, but her husband's named that, so I can't. So
Not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
which one?
All the negative energy I told you I got from the
Yeah,
storm.
yeah. See, like I said, I've been through hurricanes. It never scared me, so I guess I just didn't think about it. But
Yeah.
I just know that when I call someone, it's because I love them. Otherwise, I'd be like, screw you. I'm eat every man for himself.
I
But I
know.
mean, there's 2 ways to look at that, is what I'm getting at. So
Yep.
just know that none of us are perfect, but in the world that we're living in and having imperfect things done to us, when we try to scoop somebody up, it's out of pure love. It couldn't be anything else but love. I mean, at all. At all.
Well,
Otherwise, I call. And that goes for all of them. I think that even though that might have done that, and trust me, I'm aware. I just don't have fear, but I get it now. But I just know that all those people that might have called and worried, it's because they don't want to live without Candy because she's the most beautiful thing in the world. And they never thought they were going to live without her. They just thought, who's going to make my salves if her stuff gets messed up? That's what they were saying. Hello. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. We want you safe. We want all of us safe. And I would be the first to lay down my life for any of you. And when I say that, I mean it. I will look you all dead in the eyes. I mean that, because this world's a better place with you, Candy, especially, but all of you. I would rather, I don't have a lot to offer. I don't have a lot going on, but I do have my love. And I would be the first to offer it up for any of you. Word.
hey, what?
So,
You know what? If things would have went really bad and I didn't have a home, I might have been calling you. It was like, I'm coming.
well, that's kind of what I was aiming for. And I even told you that when I called you. I'm like, I got this house. I'm really lonely here. My daughter moved out, went to college. My dog died, killed right in front of my face, murdered viciously.
Make sure my home
And I'm
survives.
all alone. So, I'm not planting a spirit of fear. I'm saying, you got a place to stay and you got a friend in me. That's what I was
knew
saying.
that. I knew
But,
that.
I get it. I just wish both aspects would be looked at instead of just trying to make
I
someone feel bad.
I wasn't
It's
about
like
to
saying,
leave
pay
George either.
attention.
I wasn't about to leave George here either.
Well, I think, are you kidding me? I was wanting George to, like, the first person to come, because
And
I
he
got to
wouldn't
meet
do
you
it.
already. But I want
And
both of
he
you. But I
wouldn't do
want to meet George of the Jungle, because the guy cracks me up, and he is just the most amazing husband. These two, the couple, are just, you guys kill me. Every couple in this world should and would want to be like George and Candy. There needs to be a song instead of Benny and June. It's like George and Candy. So I'm gonna write it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Anyways, I just want you to know that, though, that's where that came from in my heart. But anything I post with the world showing the radar, guys, you got Morgellons disease. There's a reason I'm doing that. Nobody believes you, do they? Well, guess what? There's your chance. There's your chance to wake them up and believe it, baby, because they need to be educated. And
Not
I
only that,
came from a good place in my heart to you, but dang it, stop.
my,
Like,
my
come
husband's
on.
asked my husband's asked me before. He's like, "Aren't you worried about that? Or you're going to go meet this person. You don't even know them." He's like, "Don't you have any
She's
sense of fear?"
fearless.
I'm like, I have more Morgellons. What the hell else is there to fear?
Yes. I mean, I was taking people in that I didn't know for like 30 seconds of a conversation. They had Morgellons, and they're like, I don't have a home. I'm homeless now. Because this is what this does to people, guys. But I mean, I would take them in. My parents were like, you better get them out because I'm living next door to them. But the thing is, this whole world should have always been about love and always been about not having fear because the Lord God did not give us a spirit of fear. Plain and simple, you're welcome. Negativity, though, we're human. We're going to get down by that. I totally agree because I just had a whole entire week of nothing but negativity. So I feel you, sister. I feel it. I do. But I just want the rest of the world to understand, like, let's look at everything from all angles and understand where this might be coming from because if we didn't care, we wouldn't say a damn word. Welcome. And look at what this woman did right here. So, see this menu? You guys want to order anything? Well, there we are. So, Candy actually was, I'm sorry, I had to throw this in at the very last. So, Candy was able to, she always runs into these like crazy great opportunities. But we're on a menu in Florida, by the way. And if you guys want, takeout, burgers, seafood, they got a lot. Or you just want to see us, we're right there. And you just got to go to, what's the address? Oh, yeah. It's 815 South Moody Road, Suite 2 in Palatka, Florida, 32177. See you there. Because you will. You'll see us there. We're right there. So, but Candy is
JoJo's Diner. It's JoJo's Diner.
JoJo's Diner. That's
JHO.
She's on there. You need to tell JoJo's Diner. You notice that there's nothing that says JoJo's Diner.
Is it on the inside, maybe? Look on the inside.
Oh, barely. Yeah, it's so small, guys. So they gave us more space than they gave themselves. See, we're that cool. You're welcome.
But that's just the takeout. That's just the takeout menu.
I know. I love it though because this is called Selfless. JoJo's Diner for a very small fee gave Lisa and Candy and Waking God's Child and all of my beautiful people out there and our beautiful loved ones and followers. They gave us the bigger space because they believe in us for cheap and easy, but that means inexpensive and versatile, folks. Just so we're square. Inexpensive and versatile. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. So, all right, my love. I love you.
If we get more opportunities for that price, we're going to be doing them too.
I'm saying that was Candy works her magic and she calls me. I'm like, yep, I'm in. Because the girl can find everything. There's nothing she can't do. By the way, that's the Philippians 4.
Okay, I guess you talk too much. You're dead. You're dead to the world. They cut us off. You got cut off. Oh, you're back.
Where we did. Yeah, I was saying, sky's the limit. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ the Lord that strengthens me. That's Candy Nelson. Believe it, baby. It's true. If you heard me say it, that's great. If not, I'm repeating it. Sound like a robot, but that's okay because I'm still going to say it. Candy Nelson's a living example of that, and I am very blessed to call her my friend, and I'm very fortunate to know all of you. And I mean, if you only knew how much I loved all of you. I mean, I don't even have to see you in person to feel it and know it, but Candy knows, I just love her. And George, I love George of the Jungle. He's the bomb. He's the bomb diggity. And Candy has made a very wonderful, beautiful wife and a fantastic forever friend, sister in Christ. So thank you for that.
Well, I'm just glad you did that little Morgie Pie podcast. I was like, man, I just found a new friend.
I need to do the one that you said, though. So you need to write the lyrics so I can do the what was the song that you were wanting me to do?
Morgue Busters. Who are you going to call?
Who are you going to call? Morgue Busters. Yes. So stay tuned because this one, Candy's going to help me write that one. So yes, though that's how we met through my little puppeteer. At the time, it was just a duster, and I glued 2 eyeballs on it. Go to the earlier videos on our YouTube channel here, and you'll see it way down there. I forget what it was called again. I always forget, but it's there. That's how Candy and I kind of just. She's like, girl after my own heart. I'm like, amen, sister. She can get the job done, and I'm just a goofball. So love her to death. I will. She's my sister. That's what I got. You're my sister.
I love you
And
too.
you guys are my sisters and brothers, so for real. Okay. I'm done. Done being mushy.
Right.
That's not
Good
cool of
night,
me.
everybody.
Bye. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Love you. See you later, Gators.